You have a photo of yourself at age 1. You are laughing. Someone is holding you above their head. You have no idea who took that photo. You have no idea what happened 5 minutes before it or 5 minutes after. That moment is gone. Not hidden, not buried, gone. And here is the strange part. Your brain was working perfectly that day. It just wasn't keeping the receipt. Scientists call this infantile amnesia. Almost nobody remembers anything before the age of 2. Most people's earliest memories don't even begin until 3 or 4. For decades, the leading explanation came from Sigmund Freud, who believed children repressed their earliest years because those memories were too disturbing to keep. He was wrong. But he was wrong in a way that took nearly a century to fully understand. Your brain at 1-year-old is not a blank notebook. It is closer to a construction site. The hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for stitching moments into long-term memories, is still being built. Neurons are being born there at an extraordinary rate. And this is where it gets strange. That rapid neuron growth doesn't just fail to save memories. Researchers Paul Franklin and Sheena Jocelyn, working with mice at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, found that the very process of building new neurons can overwrite and erase existing ones. Your brain wasn't failing to record your first years. It may have been actively deleting them, one wave of new cells at a time. Why? Why would evolution give you a memory system and then have it erase your earliest experiences? Here's a clue. Psychologist Carol Peterson, who has spent years studying children's earliest memories at Memorial University of Newfoundland, found something unexpected. Very young children can describe an event in vivid detail just weeks after it happens. Ask that same child 2 years later, and the memory is gone. Not faded, gone. The information was there. The problem wasn't storage. The problem was retrieval, and more importantly, timing. Think about what a 2-year-old actually needs from memory. Not the name of the nurse who held them at birth. Not the color of their nursery wall. They need to learn that fire is hot, that falling hurts, that certain sounds mean danger, and certain faces mean safety. Early memory isn't about preserving a timeline. It's about extracting rules. Your infant brain wasn't building a diary. It was building a survival manual. And once the lesson was learned, it discarded the specific moment that taught it. There's another piece to this puzzle, and it involves language. Developmental psychologist Patricia Bauer, who has spent decades researching how memory develops in children, found that our earliest memories only begin to stick once we develop a strong enough sense of self and a strong enough grip on language to organize experience into a story. A memory needs a narrator. Before that narrator exists, events simply pass through you, the way sound passes through an empty room. Nothing is there yet to catch it. So somewhere between 2 and 4, your brain stops just reacting to the world and starts narrating it. This happened, then this happened, and this is how I felt. That narration is the beginning of your permanent memory. Everything before it was real. You lived it. Your brain simply hadn't built the shelf to store it on yet. Here's the part that should unsettle you a little. This isn't something that only happened once in your crib and then stopped. Your hippocampus still grows new neurons throughout your entire life, though far more slowly now. Some researchers believe this same quiet overwriting may be part of why memories fade and blur with age, and why the memory you have of an event from 10 years ago may not be the original memory at all, but a memory of the last time you remembered it. Editing, without your permission, every single time you press play. Think about that for a second. Every remember when story you tell at a dinner table has likely been quietly rewritten again and again by the same brain that first stored it. You're not lying when you tell it. You're just reading the latest draft. So the next time you look at a photo of yourself as a baby and feel that strange blankness where a memory should be, know that it isn't a flaw. Your brain wasn't broken during those years. It was doing something more important than remembering. It was learning what mattered enough to keep. You don't remember being a baby because being a baby was the one time in your life your brain was too busy building itself to bother building you a past. And maybe that's not a loss at all. Maybe it's proof that somewhere in those blank, unremembered years, you were quietly becoming someone worth remembering things for.
Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up.